happen. Davies able to break it back off into a safe spot. And now Taco just controls the middle of the map. This is going to force somebody to keep an eye constantly on this little area underwater that they've currently got their eyes on. But in general, they're waiting for a commitment into the A site.
Yeah. It's good mid-rounding so far. You break all of that util, like you were saying.
Here.
Have to keep your eyes now locked on the different middle areas of the map, just in case a player could be lurking.
I mean, the spike is heading now towards B. They have 3 players prodding over here. It's only Kesnet.
Yep, he's got to do the most. Flash. Avoided, dodged to the side. The spike now. Change of mind, change of direction. Mazzino is the one who strikes back. Just, again, lurking into these 4 positions, doing a significant amount of damage.
They're expecting people to have rotated off A, but there were still 4 players here. They thought, surely if we take contact with Kesnet on B, they'll leave.
Rooted into the back of the side as a dash forward as well. All that space is going to be taken, killed, exchanged and traded. High tide in the face of Davies, but finally it fades. Flash forwards, here online, no one's watching the angle, and they're taken out, but it is, again, just up to Melzer. Still in that position, weak enough from the prior shot. Taco picks up 3.
What a cool pistol round there by LEVIATAN. Clear gameplay right from the beginning. Very quickly taking mid-control, going towards B-Link, seeing if they can work a pick by catching somebody out of position. And then, yeah, I mean, almost overplaying it, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, with 3 players anchoring towards the back.
They just, there's no real reason there to expect there to still be 3 or 4 players on A, and only Kesnet watching B. Almost caught LEVIATAN off guard. But Mazzino was very good at being able to take that space.
Wanted to see return to that presence here of Taco. That is a lot of presence in mid.
What a shot.
Okay, Kesnet. Yeah, pulling out shots like that, I shouldn't be surprised. The name value that this guy commands.
And I think King is looking to try and control the Bulldog, but it's already been taken.
Yep.
He's worried that somebody might have snuck up here, and he might just get the info. Yep, there's no Bulldog left. They've already been here and left. They've scampered.
Right under his nose, but there is a plant online, so time is going to be ticking. Puts that pressure now onto KRU, and there's going to be that backstab. You can see still King looking around the art position. Back of the side control still for Lev, as well as A main. Mazzino wins his duel out. High tide in his face. Propped up. Taco spots it. There it is. Deep to the angle. Mazzino. Perfect timing with that one. Pushing forwards, and the crossfire is excellent. So
I believe that's the first time the KRU have managed to get the opening kill and yet lose the round in this match so far. Wow. And of course, they're massively not favored in that round anyway, because their economy is just so much lower. But they've put a bit of suppression here on LEVIATAN's. The bonus round is not looking particularly great. Take a look at this replay from Kesnet's POV. If he's hitting shots like that, he's going to go nuts.
Stay down.
The Dex was talking about this is a great map to look at the form of the players. And the direct head-to-head that just screams out is Taco Kesnet.
Prior work that was put into that round here. We're heading into the bonus. The economy's not too good, but they have built up the reckoning. That's the big one. Mazzino picking up all those kills, and they're going to use it to try and clear out the site. It's Kesnet close to it, dodging the first one as well, trying to take the fight right to the opposing Jet player. Top it around, slow down Klaus. It's supportive and suppressive fire. Down through the angle, didn't really know what he was aiming at, but he still collects the kill. And the site is granted, so player disadvantage still for Lev, but taking a timing now. Waiting for the next wave of util. Maybe even just contacting.
I mean, the next wave of utility is not going to come up for quite some time, and the Trailblazer are already looking to try and disrupt that.
Snakebite, all the angles pushed out here, and yeah, contacting deep into the spawn. Flash through the wall. Melzer, he dodges, and he collects 2.
Team Flash onto Shy as well.
Mistimed. Bit of a mistake. Moments like that as well. It's Lev trying to, again, take control back into the round, pushing forwards, but everybody falling, so bonus round. Not going the way that LEVIATAN wanted.
Right from the offset, not going their way. The Reckoning invested too. That's a pretty large asset that they would love to have for one of these economic swing rounds, which, you know, the bonus round is an economic swing round, but also their rifles were just so low, their economy very suppressed. Here, this is the play where, to be honest, Melzer does such a great job of even dodging the flash. That's going to be a pretty straight-up duel anyway.
Yeah.
But when the blind doesn't connect on him and does connect on Shy, it's game over.
That's a brutal one. Guns in the hand of both these teams now.
And here's that Viper orb that we were talking about previously in the pre-show. Nags just, oh sorry, King just spotting that out and realizing that Kesnet is pushed up deep towards B. He as the IGL is going to be feeding that information to the rest of the team and telling them to more quickly and aggressively take mid control.
Davies. He knows how much they've been playing for this middle position. Just gets the one and backs out. I respect it.
So similar to what he did on the pistol round. And you can't push that. As the attackers, you just cannot push that.
You are never favored.
Unless there is a massive distraction, a huge site exec happening on A that distracts the entirety of the team. You're just always going to die.
Zeno did. Of course, he's still got this space up with the
this
wall.
Is very dangerous for Melzer.
Oh, the knife Melzer, yeah. Doesn't anticipate it. He's still alive. 73 health. He wins the fight.
There's no way.
Not a chance, but Melzer is on one.
How does he get away with that?
30 seconds. Again, it resorts to this. Contacting all the way up. Nosworth, he's close. There's a flash around the corner. He's got backup. And the rest of his team, Klaus is watching for it. There's a reswing there. Shy out in the open. Brought down, vulnerable up. The utility is perfect. It is funneling these players. Corralling them. Nothing to be found. 2-2 now. Flawless for KRU. And a slight misstep. Losing the pistol round. Losing the follow-up, but they're right back up to that split form.
They are. I can't believe this. I mean, Davies does fantastically. That's a difficult shot to hit, and he does great. But how on earth is Melzer not getting punished by Mazzino? Melzer's positioning is a little too far forward there. He's looking to just try and jiggle the box, thinking that LEVIATAN are going to be using utility if they're taking B-Link control, and instead, Mazzino's walking up behind it. He's favored there every time, and somehow Melzer drops back and hits the headshot. Lev are taking a lot of map control towards mid, but they're not actually being able to convert that into good site execs that put pressure on the players anchoring sites. What we need to see from them is, once they've taken art control, committing to an A split, and then fighting aggressively for dugout, and trying to, you know, attack the players that are back there.
Yeah.
Naxet and Davies. Instead, it's more contacting around. And this could get very sticky. We've got Kesnet and Melzer in spots not anticipating these players to be so pushed up.
They hear the updrafts. They got to know they've lost control of Link. It's a double push up attempt. King out in the open. Pops up the orb, faking like he could be backing away. Look who's eager to take the fight. It's Melzer. He's still there. Wants to take it to him. Against the Stinger, barely winning out, but he does win it nevertheless.
And this is just a confidence difference at this point. I mean, Melzer's looking to try and take the duel there. Wins it.
And this is such a similar game plan so far. It feels like every single round has ended in a familiar way. Poking and prodding. One side doesn't work out. Well, it's your turn. Mazzino and Shy this time seeing if they can work their way in. But again, never to clear out dugout. High tide in the face. There's a player trap there, but they're just taking a fight through it. Taco over the top. That's what we needed to see. It's 2 kills. Knife still there. No refresher in sight. Has to whip out the weapon now. He's picked up the upgrade. Lockdown. Placed down.
They have to fight it.
And Davies cannot defend it. Reckoning. Time is running so damn short. Davies makes a choice to try and fight into it. It's stunned up. That's a spike drop down. Out in the open. Taco. He's noted. It's running him down. What are we witnessing?
With only about a second left. About to be detained, and Taco pulls it away. What a round from Tacolia. Knives in hand, helping to put pressure on those players in dugout. We'll see it on the replay. Davies' perspective as he manages to spray down Mazzino coming in, and here comes the hero of the hour. Taco over the top, picks off 2, and then with Phantom in hand, ignoring the lockdown and making sure he takes out the player.
That is just nuts.
These are the rounds that LEV are winning.
Yeah, we are straight back into it. No messing around, no time wasted. Orb up, Cascade. Control now taken.
How does Kesnet find an angle, find an opening around this? The way that you play Operator into this is trying to find the opening.
No way, man!
And there are none.
Oversteps in South, of course. I mean, plenty more angles to play for with the new Pearl changes, but that is a little bit too much. With him falling, that's the go button. Cove. Wow, now going down on top of it. King doesn't get away with it. Hoping and hunting for that timing. Melzer seemingly too aware for it. 4 versus 4 now. It's evened it up. How does the fight get taken? Operator.
They have Sky ult here.
Seekers. One still escaping. Zeno falls. Snag set. Dog. The collision course straight to Taco. Flash in his face. He's blind as a bat. Cannot see anything at all. He's fallen to the nano swarms. Crew's utility. It's sublime. It's impeccable. And it's overwhelming.
Excellent stuff from Crew. The way that Pearl B post plants play now is very different to what you will have seen during the regular season. It's not just everybody leaving the site and playing utility lineups. It's much more dug in, playing back halls, trying to anchor, and that puts a premium on snake bites, on nano swarms to clear those areas out. And the combination of the vulnerable and the nano swarms there from Davies and from Nagzet, it's so good at clearing those positions. They're very diligent with it while the wall is up. And it puts them at 3-3 with economy advantage.
Placing alarm bot.
Stingers in a half armor. What's the play here? We're going to see a brawl and a clash into mid. The flash does connect. The 4-1 split towards the A side. Trailblazer taking note of a lot of this. Taco just pure disrespect, isn't it? Running right over towards the nano swarm, taking a lot of damage in return. Trailblazer not seeing anything. This is getting dangerous here.
And here's the difference. Normally, mid-control doesn't get converted into a site take. This time, the lockdown. Oh. And Melzer again onto King. He's unaware of King's positioning, but wins the duel anyway. And there's another one.
It's instinctual.
He's just in ridiculous form currently. He's running around the map, wide-swinging people, deleting them.
Taco, was not Taco over Judge in spawn?
Yep.
Yeah, well, just trying to make the most of it again. Mazino as well, of course. It'll take matters into your own hands, but sure you get the plant out. It's a lost round here for Nozwa. Too many players to overcome. Planted towards the back of the side, but he's not going to be able to get there in time. And of course, it's being watched by Kesnet. With the op. Consistent.
There are just so many moments already, and we're only just finishing round 7, where Melzer has been in a spot, potentially could have got caught out, but he wins the gun duel. Here, remember the Trailblazer had come through here, not found King. So Melzer's running into a main, thinking, all right, if there is someone there, I'll take the duel against them, but he's not exactly sure where they are. Runs out, better weapon, boom, King's dead. And we've seen that duel, Melzer and King, very often. Those are the two IGLs trying to get the better read on each other. And also, King, you would usually expect him to be the more impactful player. Yeah. Currently 0-5, getting knocked out by a 10-3 Melzer, who once again, bears reminding, is calling against his former team.
Same play by Lev, not too much difference again. Trailblazer goes through trying to clear out. This time there's a Reckoning layered on top. It's going to be the extra element to really clear them out. I mean, it's dug out on the back of the site. Nagzet can't hold his ground and stand it down.
And this is very different. This time, nobody in dugout, nobody in spots where Crew can try and contest.
Oh.
But Taco just thinks that the entirety of the site is for free.
He's not supported there either.
Oh, no help.
A strange play. Cove broken. Their advantage now going towards him, but again, have to play forwards time.
There's only one snake bite here. They can't really play lineups.
Difficult position to try and do so. Oh, actually missing as well, going a bit further back. This really just could be a scramble. Coming down to just trying to push through these smokes and making the most of it as well. It's all being watched. Again, Mazzino, he's been cut off from all of them, pushing past the high tide. 2 players into main. That's left standing. So many targets to choose from. Half on the defuse. Enough time being bored as well. All grouped up. Crew, 5-2-3.
You got to have better plans than that to beat Crew on Pearl. Only Taco going forwards to try and contest Secret there. Once you get the plant down, once you actually get the site, you need an idea of what you're going to be doing in the post plant. How are you going to be playing it? Taco goes forward, the rest of his team goes backwards. They don't have utility to be able to play lineups properly, so they shouldn't be playing off site. I think Taco makes the right play, but he's made to look foolish for it because he's the only one going forwards. Gets caught, game over. Crew now look like they're starting to stretch themselves a little bit, momentum flowing.
Definitely on their side. Look at that, ready for the cross. Using the wall once more to try and lurk their way deeper into Link. Alarm bot, I believe, is going to meet them, so it's pinged out immediately. Crew are going to be aware of it on the defensive side. I got to say, I mean, how many times have we seen this from the LEV game plan? It's always the mid-rounding into the middle of the map, removing a Killjoy utility, but It's having much bite after that, right?
It's very reminiscent of 100 Thieves, yeah. And they were using their ultimates to be able to get onto the sites in the past couple of rounds. They had Shy's lockdown, they had Mazzino's Reckoning. But now those tools don't exist anymore.
I'm like stuck in Groundhog Day. Because we're going to get down to the final few seconds, and it's going to be on contact plays and looking for a pick.
And Kesnit's got the read here. He knows they're in B-Link. He knows they're here.
Not baited. Smoke around the corner.
And that's a nice one. Threatens that they could be walking out.
That's smart.
But they've still got to actually convert the mid-map control into a split. And this is where LEV have been struggling.
Look at
they're so indecisive.
Yeah, it just showcases in the positioning, the way they're moving around the map. And again, it relies on contact plays in towards the site. It's literally a repeat of so many of these prior rounds. Which direction is it going to go? Util being used to try and clear out towards the dugout.
And now you have to force the fight towards Secret.
In the face, dashing forwards. Taco, he wins his time. So damn short. Snake bite. It denied it. The plant's not going down now. It's up to Shy to try and do it. Flashed up, blinded. They push right through. And you have to stick it. It's the only way you win the round, but Shy is an easy target for it. 6-2-3. KRU are on a heater.
This team is so good at making it uncomfortable for their opponents. LEV are lost. They don't understand how to get into the site and put pressure on these KRU players who just seem to be absorbing the aggression and then bouncing back. Very elastic gameplay from KRU. You fight them, okay, they take a bit of contact, and then they'll spring right back at you.
Yeah, I mean, it really does feel like I'm going insane. They take mid-control, they see that Kesnit is somewhere tucked towards the one side of the site, and they're like, oh, we want to avoid him. We want to get away from him.
Yep.
And they just scurry to the other section of the site and try and look for picks, just contacting into the other site. It's the same game plan over and over again. It needs to be something new.
It does. And this is what the timeout's going to be for. Now, Ono talking with King, trying to come up with a game plan. They've been ending A in a lot of these rounds. It might be a good idea to try and mix in some hard B hits and force KRU to play the B retake. Yep. But to be honest, the KRU B retake looked really clean last time we saw it too, with Davies and Nagzek combining together to clear out back halls. And, I mean, Atom is popping off right now, but to be honest, it doesn't look like his team needs to change too much. LEV are stumped.
Hunting for answers with this timeout. The round differential steadily getting away from them. Look at that. 4 rounds in a row. The retake's coming to fruition in some way or form. And the money's not looking good again. The Bladestorm for Taco. Could get something done with it. They'd love a thrifty round here.
So you can see the pings on the minimap right now. I'll just point them out in this kind of area. Whoops. That's a bit large. But over towards Secret in this kind of spot. So potentially King calling that they're going to go for the same kind of thing. Over towards middle. Trailblazer goes out, broken by Davies.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, smoke committed. Onto the turret over the top. He spots Kesnit. That's a pre-fire.
But all of this is just fake pressure, Brent. It's the same kind of idea once more. And I believe we're going to end up with a push into A.
Careful here.
And those pings on the minimap, I think, is their idea of where they want to be fighting in the post plan.
So proactive from KRU as the Trailblazer re-clearance into Link. They know it's completely clear. They're going to be calling this now. Doing up our control. Naxa is out in the open. Pit. Timing here is so important. They're going to try and rush him down, and there it is. Removing the Pit. Taco, who's leading the charge on the right clicks. Definitely doing the most. Plant down, Pit of their own. This looks like the best chance yet for LEV, but they're going to be cleared out anyway because of this lockdown. Giving up the space.
They can still keep the Pit up.
Free reign, but everybody playing towards the main of the side. Class is a pop flash play. There's somebody else playing up off of that. The turret's even getting into the mix. Davies brought down in the middle of it. And 2 players are left standing now. Taco out in the open, hunting. Just down to Kesnit. I don't think they're going to be offering you too much more. They want this operator out of his hands, but honestly, the money and the bankroll, so damn good.
What is that?
Giving him a warm-up for the next round.
Kesnit's got 9K. He could afford to throw the operator at Mazzino.
Money's not really a problem, is it?
He could offer it as a donation. A tax write-off. And that round, LEVIATAN finally able to convert. And off the back of an audible, too. Once Davies used his lockdown, they pivoted. They went for a more passive setup. They used King's ultimate to be able to control that area. and still, whilst leaving the site, have an opportunity to be able to get back in more easily. They now have lockdown. Other options avail themselves.
Yeah, this was the important one.
Yeah, there's the opener that really makes the difference too.
That pit went up. Didn't get that opening kill. Not like it's ending in that round win. New beginnings though for Lev. Kesnit, you're blinded up, facing the wall. Tucked to the corner. This is a really dangerous position. He lands it anyway. The opposition taken out. Goodbye, Taco. He's still close to the corner. This is looking all over the place. Melzer, he's so pushed up, there's no one to help him out. The cover reason drops down. There's golden trails pointing over the head of Klaus. They know he's close to the corner. That's what the snakebite is for. Lockdown. He has to reposition. He has to move. Everything's fading away out of it. He's still looking for kills here. It's King. He is brought down. There's really no follow-up. There's no trade. He's going to be detained, though. Is there the coverage? Hunting him down. His last player tucked to the corner. They didn't know there was a gap. Kesner's close to it. Cove still there. Sheriff in his hands. Moving it back out. Can't hit the flick. And this is all over the place. Trailblazer. Finally the detainment getting off here. Nagset. Round for the flank. It's a 1v1. Noswa picking up the operators. And the tool for the job. Nagset. He rips off his head. The hubris. You dare use that against me.
What? A round by Nagset as well. He goes on the flank. There's chaos everywhere. The rest of his team is holding them back from trying to get a fast B hit going. Delaying. And Nagset comes around and has to win 2 big duels. Amazing play from Kesnit to open things up. The dash as well gets him away from the Trailblazer. This is not a free kill. He has to take a straight up Angel against Shy and then wide swing it off. And he gets it done.
So damn sharp. It was a jumble over towards the one section that previous round, but final round now. The first half. Chance for Lev to really bring this one back.
The score
Dyer close to the corner there. And the dog is broken. You got to suspect there's someone behind that box, and they do with a spam.
Yeah, that's a major first kill. LEVIATAN is struggling with those massively on the first map. Now they're going to make the pivot all the way over to B. They realize that Kesnit isn't there with the operator, and that's great. They can take all of this room down towards B long without having to be too worried about him. And a 5v4, can they convert? It would make the scoreline look so much better. This has still felt dominant from KRU.
Yeah.
And yet, it would be a 7-5 half if Lev can win the 5v4. Not bad at all.
Ball cutting it through and away. Melzer is out. They want to try and flood defend this one. Push them back. Where they stand here, there's a Cove in their face, still giving a bit of breathing room for Takulia. Could be alone here. All comes down to this aim duel. Kesnit is granted it. 3 angles, spraying him down. It's Melzer who claims 2. King and Noswa love to collect this. It's a 2 versus 2. Out towards the smoke. And still, Nagset miles away. Left to his own devices in the 1v2. Spike still needs to be planted close to the corner. Opportunities and chances to win this with King being so low, but you've got to think it's favored. And with that, it confirms they know his positioning.
Shouldn't be lost now by Lev.
No.
They can set up crossfires, swing off King's contact, or at least it'd be better for Noswa to take contact here. A bit of a reposition as well as King goes into spawn.
I mean, this is perfect play by King. There's just too much to watch for. Jump spot, first one, King. Wide face. Danger in the round, but no. They collect it together. Fighting them back, 7-5. That is respectable for Lev. Somehow, they scrounged it back.
With Taco having his performance that the team needed to be able to pull some of those rounds off, his entry in here and in the previous round where he had the Bladestorm online and he picked off King inside the pit. These are, I apologize, Nagset inside the pit. These are major, major rounds for him to be able to do.
Defining moments.
Still, I feel like KRU are playing the better game. LEVIATAN being able to win that pistol really helped them.
Definitely got the chances though. Let's send it out to GB and the Desk to break it all down so far.
Thank you so much, fellas. And 7-5 means that LEVIATAN fighting chance in this second map here. But let's go ahead and talk, though, Sean, about these crew retakes, because it has been truly immaculate to see them. And it honestly felt like we were in an infinite loop for a moment where they just kept going back to A and then they kept retaking it. But that just goes to show how well these two teams read each other.
Just the flexibility at the A site to kind of recede back in dugout, take one on the initial fight. I thought Nags did a really good job, even though it's towards the bottom of the scoreboard, of doing that on these A hits. And you could see that when the crew force would come in, they would retake, they would swarm the site so well. The B backhaul take that we saw right there, it just looks so drilled.
And I really like that they had the two versions. Their flood retakes on B were really good. Players were so fast to rotate in. With the more space in backhaul to play around with, it's a lot easier to go for those floods. And on A as well, they did great at conserving their utility, especially those mollies to work back in. But the thing is, LEVIATAN with that pistol round win have a solid half here.
Yeah, and to talk about the retakes a little bit more, when you're so confident with your retakes, it makes the entire game for LEVIATAN so pressuring. Because even if you're doing well in the mid-round, getting onto the proper site, now you really have to worry about your post plant. Even up 5v4, it was hard for them to close out these rounds. And going into the next half, we have to see if crew can do the same on their attack post plants, because their retakes were incredible.
This half, though, could be difficult. Crew on this attacking side are really good at controlling B long control and working the mid-round. LEVIATAN were really trying to slow the game down, but we're struggling to find those late-round ideas. Thus far, Crew's been excellent at it.
Yeah, and I want to talk about the composition here, because they have so much abilities to be able to take map control. It really relies on Crew to be able to, or LEVIATAN rather, to make the mid-round pushes here to get the information.
Well, hey, it's 7-5 and you get 2, and LEVIATAN are back in the fight. Let's go ahead and send it back over to Brennan's Sideshow.
You know they need it. You can't lose this map. You can't just rely as well on that magic of trying to get a reverse sweep underway like you did the other day. It comes down to this. And the desk was highlighting as well, Josh, you know, you in the pre-show on top of it, about Crew's attack side on this map of Pearl. They are doing things that really nobody else is doing. It just sets them apart from other teams.
I mean, LEVIATAN as well, actually, are really messing with their Viper setups. I haven't seen many other teams swap the orb and the wall around. You know, just take a look at the way that King's got things set up. He's got the orb over here towards B, and then he's got the wall that goes all the way through here that's going to be applying pressure on the defensive side.
Nobody to receive this, though. I mean,
a 4-1 setup.
Yeah, they are just fully walking all the way in.
And yet they've got the right read. LEVIATAN have 4 players on A.
Grouped up. Fully enough to try and stop this here. Mazzino immediately there with the wall. Instantly used in response towards the back of dugout. They are none the wiser. It's Crew who are in trouble right now. Landed the shot still. Melzer, he's alive. How is he still in the fight? 2 kills for it. Maybe a few more, but Nosworth taking matters into his own hands. Running on with a pistol. Flash no connection. Into the back. They're not watching for it.
No
Over
way.
the wall. It's finalized like that. Melzer again. They could not clear him out.
4 kills for Melzer on the pistol. He's been so monstrous for Crew on Pearl. And if Lev wanted to be able to win this map, I feel like they had to take both pistols. They had an amazing strategy, completely read where Crew wanted to go. Crew looked baffled that there was 4 players ready to meet them.
I mean,
they had no clue that Taco was in dugout at all. They're like, what's that guy doing there?
Yeah.
And then Melzer somehow able to stay alive, dodge it all,
still persevere.
and kill 80% of the team.
Yeah. Massive credit as well. I mean, we could pop off about that previous round all day long, but we're right back into this one. Let's see if they'll poke out and prod and see that they're running right into another stack. Same again. Nosworth spotted.
So Nags has gone for that defensive, attacking orb reposition. So they've thrown Nags orb deep down B, and once this orb goes down from the defenders, he'll be able to bloom his. They can drop it whenever they like. I mean, at this point, they're just facing, not even using it.
Yeah, very willing to take the fight, aren't they? Jump spot to hear it. This high tide just being used to try and reposition close to the corner. You call it cancelled, you try and exit out of here. Now that all this gunfire is going your way. Gotta know the players are there. That is nasty stuff from Kesnit. Just off the traces. Locks onto his targets there, but again, there is still that danger because Spike isn't being planted in all of this. And as King, he's just locked into the corner. Noz was there. He's ripping their heads clean off. It's 3 in a round. And Crew, it's up to Davies. He's backing away.
30 seconds left.
Licking his wounds, but can you really still still win this one out, man.
There's no way.
Spike's in the open.
There's 20 seconds left, and he'd have to recover the spike and kill everybody on site.
Just no chance.
It's just over. And that's 2 rounds here where LEVIATAN really should have won them both by stacking the correct site and creating crossfires that have melted KRU as they commit. I thought we were going to see KRU call the cancel, be able to use the fact that they had control of that entirety of B long there with their repositioned Viper Orb, but instead they go for the contact play. We've seen both of these teams try to mix things up.
Maybe in the chaos of the situation as well, you know. Wow. I was watching it all. I mean, these are beautiful shots by Noz. We've got to give credit to him.
But at the same time, able to just walk out, no smoke in his face, flash connects, and those players are kind of sitting ducks there on the attack side.
It's the trouble when you use that high tide to try and cut across. It doesn't block off heaven.
So there's one hero rifle been kept, thrown over to Kesnet.
Stay safe.
And he's now got to try to carry this round as LEVIATAN have managed to work their way back into the half. Been tumultuous already.
Yeah, maybe a chance for them. Jiggle, shy. Good information gathered with that one. At least 2 players spotted. Orb gained. The KRU game plan, very different from what we just saw of Lev. I mean, they were putting their sole focus, if I like, on their attack side rounds, all towards the middle section of the map, but just the extremities, farming up the orbs for KRU, looking towards those ultimates for later rounds.
And you've got to pay attention here to Takulia, I think. He's pushed up very deep towards B. If he gets overwhelmed, it's a disaster for the team.
Smoke, so one way. Using it to try and reposition. Bullets firing. Because it's wide out into the open. Taco.
He's lucky to get away there.
145 from the Sheriff. Very lucky to get out.
This is called all of the rotations over. I mean, look at the pack making its way to B. Meanwhile, the attackers have still not decided exactly where they want to go, but regrouping with their IGL, who has A main control. There's only 30 seconds here. It still shouldn't be too dangerous for Lev. In theory, Shy should be able to hold on to this.
Yeah, I mean, the nano swarms.
But the should is doing a lot of heavy lifting in that sentence. And we've seen big, thrifty rounds.
It spots it, gives the timing as well to pop off those nano swarms. Time is really going to be running short. Access to the site, but already the rotation from Lev. They are grouped up, barreled up. There's a flash into the corner. Davies dodging it towards the pack of... Well, landing the shots, yeah, the rifles. It'll sail them through this one. Tumultuous.
Enemy remaining.
Players just trying to withstand it inside the smoke. Nagset. Good luck. Not a chance for it. Right read of Lev. Heavy over rotations, but no punish there.
And I think that seems to be the game plan so far from LEVIATAN. We've seen 3 rounds, and in each of them, King has been calling large stacks on the defense side. In the pistol, they had 4 players on A. In the eco round, they had all 5 of their players defending B as soon as they heard the Sky utility and the Cascade and that kind of stuff. And now KRU are going to take a tactical timeout. Zona talks with the rest of the team. Oh, sorry. Atom talks with the rest of the team. I tell you, these 2 teams, 9 players coached by Ona, and the amount that they've been swapping players around in the last year is throwing me for a loop.
There's a lot of history.
There's a huge amount of history between these 2 teams. And both of these coaches are going to be trying to provide the most impact possible. We saw the mind games in map 1 so much with, you know, KRU taking map control away, posting Davies up with an operator, and then LEVIATAN realizing that they could save utility, and then KRU going for contact plays. Both of these teams are trying to adapt round by round to work out what's happening. And I think KRU should be able to read at this point that LEVIATAN have stacked sites that they're going towards and have some kind of read, whether that's Klaus's utility or whether that's, you know, Melzer.
Yeah, you got to think.
There's a tell here that Lev are using to be able to get their defenders in the right position, and KRU can try to mess with that.
Getting some lurks online could be deadly. Maybe the anticipation already there.
Turn out.
From Lev as well. It's the mind games on mind games and the battle for LATAM. Dominant title, KRU taking a mantle for the first time in a long time versus these 2 teams. This is a fight for even more than that as well. Not just pride of being the best team in your region, the chance to represent the region on the biggest stage of the year. There it is. No nuance beginning here for KRU again. Heavy play onto the extremity of 8. Pick up the orb, funneling it into Klaus. Maybe that's the big one that they want to work towards as well. If they get A B long angle.
Yeah, you can go over and collect the B orb too. Seeker's on the defensive side from Noswa. It's going to help with information gathering. There was a flash there into A main. I'm not exactly sure whether it caught onto Davies. One of the big things that crew were doing excellently was giving false information to the sky on split.
Taco is alone.
See, there's a cascade being used here, reposition of the orb too, and yet no defensive rotations just yet.
I like the Seekers. As soon as the orb gets propped up towards B long as well, the Seekers now connecting and collecting into a bunch of these players into mid. This gives them the information. It gives Taco a bit of peace of mind as well, knowing that there's not a high chance of it being that B pop. He still has to watch for it, but now they're going to be hearing it. Many footsteps. Great rumble heading all the way towards the side. It's up to Shy to put a stop to it. So does Util still lay it down? Similar positions for it. Off the turret's contact, they're popped off. Kesnet separated away. Vulnerability as well. King's there, applying it. The snake bites. So difficult to chew through. Trying to get themselves in, but it looks like crew are just lost. There's the Cove. Beam down, broken down, plants there. Stuck and planted. An extension to the round, but they are losing players left, right, and center. Only 2 left standing. It's Kesnet and Davies. You'd have to pull off a masterclass, and they're playing from these positions. The Cove blocks off one of them. That's a beautiful usage of it. Forced to beam it down. They know Kesnet's there. There's one. Tap with a rifle. No one actually sticking this. Enough damage done, but well, cleaned up. A LEVIATAN, and they've evened it up.
Both teams struggling with the same kind of thing on their attack side. They get to the site, and they are finding it difficult to put pressure deep into Flower and deep into Secret. Look at how much space LEVIATAN have to play around here. They're not getting pushed back. They can still play these spam angles.
One enemy remaining.
And other teams try to save their Trailblazer so that they can go very deep on those kind of hits. Other teams are just happy to push through their own harbor wall with a Sky Flash. But there needs to be something to apply pressure to those players and stop them from setting up so that they can spam you and try and flood retake as soon as you get the plant down. LEVIATAN struggled with it on their attack side. We were talking about how they couldn't convert the mid control into a site hit. Same thing here for crew.
No fear is there from Kesnet. I mean, he was fully blinded up, still just tanking the open angles here. Doubled up as a high-low setup. I believe Taco with the AWP. He's holding slightly further back. Noswa taking the contact of it. Flash in his face. Taco has to get out of there. Postured and pushed off the angle once more, but does Taco really want another go with it? The dog broken.
And now they know where the operator is.
Timing. Noswa. He was watching it. Oh.
Did Noswa see anything? It doesn't really matter because they know that the attackers have control of the middle of the map. It's Nagzet that I'm looking at here. With his orb, just able to control this area of the map and try and deny information away from LEVIATAN and maybe even work a pick.
What's the goal? Maybe moving into it. The read they got off these left players.
Thing is here, Nagzet's put his wall up so that the players can creep up B-Link. And it's King getting info on the other side. Back to back, these two Vipers are.
Props up his own orb now with 30 seconds left. Time. Once more, the fuse running short. Burning to a crisp. Dash into the smoke, cuts it up. Enough for the crosshair placement. It is messy. It's the 1-for-1 still. Into the back of the side, it's Mazzino striking forwards here with the rifle. He can't quite claim the easiest kill, but there we go. Time still running low. 10 seconds remaining. The spike needs to get planted. It's dropped in the middle of nowhere. Down to just Davies. Everybody cleaned up onto the site. He's picking up the pieces. Maybe do that damage to the economy. Maybe get a rifle as well and get out of there.
The rifle's huge. Davies didn't want to survive with only a sheriff at that point. So he'll thank LEVIATAN kindly for the donation. It's getting messy between these two teams.
Yeah.
Crew can't quite figure out how to break the defense. Very similar kind of setups that we saw on the other side of things. But also, the LEV players, aside from that really nice shot, looking a bit shaky. King with the crouch spray, committing to it for a long time, and Mazzino, you know, not the cleanest in terms of mopping up those eco players. We're going to get another timeout. I believe the second one. So, yeah, Atom is not going to have another opportunity to talk to the team. And this coming only after round 17. Ona still with one in the bank.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's a big one. At this point, crew with the money. It's a full investment on their economy. This next round is going to be changing the tide of it. You got to think if they lose it, lever up to 10, economy once more broken. Crew on the back foot. The ults are also flourishing. I mean, you've got a Reckoning in the hands of Mazino. Lev can be using that for any sort of flood attempts to try and push back these very, I mean, to be honest, incredibly slow hits that are coming out from Crew. Yeah. When they're letting it drift down to like the final 30 seconds, a big ult like a Reckoning can absolutely bog you down.
On the other side of things, on Crew's side, Melza might be able to play for both orbs, or even get the plant and do a post-plant Reckoning. And remember, the way that Leviathan are playing, they're quite deep in the sites, they're holding back, and they're looking to try and spam and then get set up for a retake. If you use a post-plant Reckoning, those players are going to be in much more uncomfortable spots when they try and get the retake off. These are the kind of things that will be going through each coach's mind and the players. As Lev look like they actually want to try and post up a little aggressive on the defense side. Oh, it's King going for an ult in mid. Crew have been playing around there a lot, but the trio that takes map control is currently in A main.
Jump spot. Oh. Close. Very close. Taco. Almost getting away with it.
Crew do not want any of this pit.
Yeah, no part of it.
And the rotation can't be heard by anybody on Leviathan. It's Taco Leo with an AWP, though.
Again, another chance to really do some damage.
How did that not spot Taco?
Too short.
He's going to go for it.
No way. Cascade is there! That is beautiful stuff! The reactions instantly, though, Kesnet. He shuts it down. No chance for celebration. Here's the Reckoning. Slap that one down onto the side here. Mazino backing away. And here it is. We were talking about it prior. He's got it in his back pocket. Is it a flood attempt to try and get back in? Cove is down. No spam into it. Stuns. It's rattling. Pushed up onto them here. Melter, he has to stand his ground to dodge away from them. They're all stunned up, yet still they get the kill. Onto Shy. He had to try and punish that, of course. They were locked up into that position. Now 3 players left standing for Lev. What work can they do? Still haven't cleared out the back of halls. Melter, he is blinded up, but the movement dodging to the side. Players are dropping like flies. It's left up to Kesnet. One shot there, flick and reactions. Cove in his face though, and time, it has to be played! King, out of the fuse, backing away, lands it when it mattered most.
What a retake from Leviathan. I thought it had all gone wrong when Shy had to dash in and try and follow up on the Reckoning without any of the help of the rest of his team. At that point, Crew looked like they were in position to be able to hold on. And yet no, the third retake from Leviathan so far in this map started up in a player advantage situation by Taco with this lovely shot, but responded instantly. And eventually, Brent, I think one of the biggest issues from Crew's side as an attacking team is that they didn't save the Reckoning. I wanted them to try and use it post-plant, and instead they used it to get onto the site. They'd already taken down Taco, they'd had that trade, and they needed to stop the retake from coming through.
Yeah.
They used it a little too early. They gave Mazino a chance to respond, and Lev flooded back. You said it, that was probably the turning point here. Momentum now for Leviathan, and they have responded beautifully after going down 13-5 in map 1. A BO5, it's all about can you rebound after big hits like that.
The fact that they bounced back here on pull. Good signs, honestly. Yeah,
this is
that first
clash.
Okay. Wow. Taco not letting that one slip, is he? Turret taking the contact, but he's instantaneous with the shots. And is that just a read of what Nags has been doing? Pushed up close to the screen's position.
Yeah, really well done. And look at how confident Taco is without any supportive utility to just instantly go back into A main and hold the op angle. He went for a pick art, immediately regains map control for his team and information, which is going to allow them to stack B and stop this hit from coming through from Crew.
High tide propped up. You can see the worry. No flash at the back pocket of Klaus.
Right there.
Their flash does confirm. A lot of players waiting behind it. One undone position from Mazino. There's a smoke as well. There isn't really a trade attempt, but no, they all push it together. Wading through the high tide. It's flawless. Everybody alive. I'm just thinking back to that prior round. One earlier, the one that really made a difference now because it's VALORANT leading to 11. Another gun round on the horizon, but it's getting away from Crew, isn't it?
It is. This is another opportunity for them, though, to try and battle back. This is 6 rounds in a row that Lev have won on the defense side. Crew, they only got the pistol, and it was immediately taken away from them. But you're looking at the ultimates that they can get up. One orb away from the lockdown of the Viper's Pit on the attack side. That's massive.
Everybody grouped up.
So the flash didn't connect, so Klaus doesn't use the Trailblazer. He realizes there's nobody pushed up deep. Orb acquired for Davies, that gives them lockdown to be able to take sight.
Look at his deep push in mid. Lev are fully aware. They have got deep flanks in every single crevice of the map.
The question is it going to be able to work once Nags gets his pit down? I don't think there's any way to stop him from getting the plant in the cove.
There's it. Updraft dash forwards. Looked like he wanted to try and disrespect it. It's a dog, and he updrafts over the top. Taco, right click, shutting it down. No util to set that one up. And Davies is desperate, but desperate might just do it. 2 versus 2, that's what it's come down to. Into the pit, and Nagset still alive. Spike is planted, but he is surrounded. Does he hear the footsteps? No, it's slow going. Mazzino, he was creeping up behind, and Nagset was not ready for it. There's the 12th round. Locked up, claimed up. LEVIATAN fully in the driving seat now for map number 2.
The flank that you mentioned, Brent, does end up providing the final dagger in the heart potentially for KRU. But Takolia, I mean, we were talking and hyping up the battle of these 2 Jet players. The desk saying you don't get a better opportunity to look at the head-to-heads and the form than here, where there's a mirror match. And Taco delivers. The double updraft to be able to pick off one and then a right click. And despite Davies' best efforts, I think at that point the damage has been done.
Oh, yeah.
What a moment to come alive. What a resurgence in the final hour. LEVIATAN with 7 straight. On a map that was at the top of their pool during the regular season. But KRU looked amazing at it too.
Well, not out of it yet, are they? Dash is now active. Kesnet wants to try and take the fight straight to them. But yeah, that's the crosshair placement. Noswa distracted. To keep his eyes locked on to Kesnet, but we'll set him up favorably. Just as we were talking about how great Lev have been looking.
Yeah, I mean, of course, after a run of rounds and they get up to the final hurdle.
Wall fades though. ADS betraying him. Lev, it's 3 versus 3. The Reckoning is online and they're going to use it to clear out this site. That's going to give them an indicator. It's Davies in main. He's going to do so much more, but there's a wall in his face. It is the last one left. That's the map. It's secured. It's locked up. 4 in a round for Mazzino. 13-8.
That defensive half was absolutely immaculate from LEVIATAN. Their players found moments. Tackle with big rounds, Mazzino too, going for pushes, making reads, stacking the right sights. Watching the VODs, doing the prep, had a bit of time, coming in against their LATAM rivals, giving them the business.
They've done well to come back as well off that. In these best of 5s, it's the mentality that makes such a large difference, and being able to wrangle back control of Pearl is just huge. The implications for the rest of the series, you're not battling back at a 2-map deficit. You don't have to, you know, produce that impossible result that you did the other day once more to even stand a chance of going to champs.
No, you can now battle on even footing. However, Brent, they're going to be heading into their permaban at the moment, a map that used to be amazing for them, but recently they've been removing from every map pool. Not offered an opportunity here because KRU were the winners of the upper final. We're going to ascend another opportunity to see Taco and Kesnet clash.
Yeah, a head-to-head battle between the Jets. I mean, it